What is up, guys? Welcome back to Dan's Reviews, and today we're going to be doing our video predictions for next week's episode of The Walking Dead television series. That is for The Walking Dead Season 7, Episode 10, New Best Friends, coming up. Now, I did this video yesterday, this same video. I have to do it all over again. Big old problem here, where I'm living here. I live in Canada right now, and there is a huge amount of snow that came. It was, at least this is what I heard, that there was about 60 millimeters of snow. So that's insane. And it was snowing all day yesterday. It was a complete blizzard. The whole, city around where I live was shut down. Everything. It was unbelievable, and we did lose power, and we lost, of course, internet and everything like that. So I was luckily able to, before we lost power that day, able to put up my review, which I'm happy about, because I'd rather upload my review than the predictions. The predictions is not as I wouldn't say it's not important, but it's not as important, I guess you could say. But yeah, basically, I tried to do the video, and I actually recorded it, but then as soon as I was done putting up my review, I was, getting ready to upload my predictions right after that one, and I would say about a quarter way through the process, we ran out of power, and I couldn't upload, so it was pretty tough. So, that's kind of how it went, and unfortunately, it's gonna stay like that. It stayed like that for a while, but we got the power back today. We got the internet back today. Everything's back now. So we should get back on track. But I'm lucky I was even able to do a video yesterday because it was pretty bad. So all right. I'll put the link in the description. Now we'll get into the predictions. I'll put the link in the description for the sneak peek. Sneak peek 1, sneak peek 2, because we have 2 sneak peeks, a promo, and I'll also put the link in the description for my review from yesterday if you haven't seen it. And I'll put the link in the description for the most talked about scene from episode 9 that got released on AMC. So they do that every time when an episode is released. They usually release one of the most iconic scenes from the the episode and puts them out there along with the promo and the first sneak peek usually. The second sneak peek we usually get on Talking Dead, and it usually gets uploaded to the internet afterwards, but never to AMC. So that's weird. But anyway, let's get into the predictions now. So this episode should be really good. I'm expecting to see Rick's group somehow are going to try to convince this new Junkyard group to start fighting the Saviors. Now we have to see if our Junkyard community even knows about the Saviors. Because it seems like they're pretty confident in themselves, and it seems like they think to themselves that they run the world, when they really don't. They don't lead the world at all. And we're also going to have to see if Gabriel is at that, Junkyard community group. Because we clearly saw someone that was in the car with Gabriel, and as he was driving off from Alexandria. So clearly something's going on. We'll have to see if he's there. From some things we got on a wiki here, which actually tells us what characters are going to be in which episode. It looks like Gabriel's going to be in episode 10. So we're going to have to see what happens in that one. So, some people even say that they think Gabriel dies halfway through the trip because when the person wakes up, they kill Gabriel or whatever. No, I don't think so. I honestly, to be honest with you, I think the person that's with Gabriel, that's like who Gabriel's in the car with, is the lady we see in the promo, which is Brienne. Which is the leader of this group. Now, she of course says that they own their lives, that they own Rick's group's lives, but Rick kind of tells them, no, the Saviors own our lives. And, it's very interesting because, to be honest with you, I'm not really sure how they're going to somehow convince them to fight the Saviors. And if they even know about the Saviors yet. Are they going to have to tell them about the Saviors? That type of deal. So we're probably going to see the landscape of the Junkyard group. We're going to see the zombie with spikes and poles and metal all over him. So we'll have to see Rick deal with him. There might be some other zombies in the Junkyard that are probably gonna probably just lift out of the garbage or something and start walking because there's so much trash and garbage and everything there. And we'll have to see if the reason why Rick is smiling is because the numbers of the group. Like, is it because the numbers of the group? And it's, I would understand that because there are a lot of numbers at, there. That would be great, to go against Negan if they had them on their side. Especially if they got the Kingdom on board, which we're going to have to see about the Kingdom. It looks like, at least for the next little while, Ezekiel's probably not going to say yes. But sooner or later, based off the comic books, he's going to have to say yes eventually. They can't just have Ezekiel say no and all the other communities are going to go to war. Like, that just doesn't make any sense. And speaking of the Kingdom, we're probably going to have about half of the episode with Rick's group at the junkyard community or whatever. And then probably the second half will have Daryl and Richard and some others and Ezekiel and all them. And the Saviors are going to come and take some more supplies from them. And they're going to meet up. And it looks like that same Savior with the long hair raises a gun at Richard. And they both kind of raise guns at each other in the sneak peek. So we're going to have to see what happens there. But I don't see Daryl with them. He might be in the back somewhere. But we'll have to see. And it also looks like he gets a new crossbow in this episode. So that's really cool. I'm guessing it's probably Ezekiel that gives that to him. I don't know, probably just gives him a crossbow, give him something to fight with, right? I'm really happy that Daryl did stay at the Kingdom because the Saviors, like they said, don't step foot in the Kingdom. So it's the safest play. And, it's really good because, of course, Simon came to the community. And just think if Daryl would have been there, how bad that would have been. Like, he would have been dead. Rick would have been forced to kill him. So, I mean, I think it's pretty safe to say that it's a good thing that Daryl stayed back at the Kingdom. Yeah, it was sad when they had to leave him, but you know what? It was for the greater good. It really was. So, yeah. I'm really excited to see if we see Carol, Morgan, Well, Carol and Morgan, they've been at the Kingdom Regent for a while. She left, of course. She's probably a mile or something away from the Kingdom. She's close. She's not too far away, I can tell by the way it seems. Because it seems like Ezekiel, it doesn't take long for him to walk to the house that she's in. It doesn't seem too far away from the Kingdom, to be honest. But it looks like to me Daryl and Carol might just find each other again in this episode. It looks like it because we see in the promo Carol at her house. She walks out and you have Ezekiel and you have tons of other characters from the Kingdom. So we're gonna have to see what that's about. Are they there to check on her? We're not really sure. Is Daryl and Carol going to reunite? That's going to be probably my favorite part of the episode if it does happen. I have a feeling it will. I'm going to say it does. So we'll have to see about that because I'm also kind of not sure though. So a lot of stuff coming for this episode that I'm really excited about. Will it be better than episode 9? We'll have to see because it does look pretty good. But I don't think there'll be any walker sequences in this episode that's going to beat the zombie drive-through scene with the big cord. And oh my god, yeah. That was just awesome. I really love that scene. Honestly, I could make a whole video about that scene. That was just amazing. So, alright, let me know what you guys think. Write your predictions below, and I'll see you guys for the next one. Peace.